ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, brothers and sisters. At the outset, allow me to convey to you warm greetings from His Excellency President Ismail Omar Guelleh and the friendly people of Djibouti. I want to thank you for this opportunity to address this distinguished audience gathered here today in my capacity as Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to the United States. Djibouti and the U.S. enjoy a robust bilateral relationship and are both committed to strengthening their partnership in the years to come. I feel privileged to be given this opportunity to serve my country in Washington, D.C. at this moment in history, and I consider it a sacred duty to work tirelessly to advance our mutual interest. It gives me great pleasure to join you today to celebrate the 2024 Black History Month under the theme, Better Together. It is noteworthy that what has started as a week-long event is now a month-long celebration that helps focus on the extraordinary contributions of African-American men and women to the United States, indeed the continent and the world in various areas. From the hopelessness of bondage and decades of struggles, African Americans have achieved civil rights triumphs and in the process have transformed America for the better. In the face of adversity, displacement, and discrimination, they have valiantly offered a resilient response, and they continue to be a profound source of admiration and inspiration to many around the world. Though the challenges continue to be daunting, African Americans have left an enduring impact on this country. Dear friends, the ties that bind the U.S. and Africa are real and have deep underpinnings in a vibrant and hugely significant diaspora. We are thrilled to note that on September 26, 2023, President Biden announced the inaugural members of the President's Advisory Council on Africa Diaspora Engagement in the United States. We are confident that this distinguished group of individuals, which includes descendants of enslaved Black Americans, will partner with us in our efforts to strengthen the unique relationship between the United States and Africa. Just a few weeks ago, on February the 6th, the African Diplomatic Corps, in partnership with the U.S. Global Leadership Coalition and the Congressional Black Caucus, had a special dinner. It was a momentous event that allowed us to recognize the work of the Congressional Black Caucus in strengthening global health security, particularly the enduring legacy of the life-saving global health program, PEPFAR. The U.S. has played a historic role in helping Africa fight in HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. The U.S. President's emergency plan for AIDS relief in PEPFAR has allocated over $100 million in nearly 20 years to the HIV and AIDS response in Africa. The investment PEPFAR has made in developing health infrastructure is now being leveraged to fight other emerging health security threats. Similarly, when the COVID-19 erupted, the U.S. led an international and coordinated effort to accelerate access to safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines to meet global needs. Djibouti, as part of that effort, and thanks to the generosity of the American people, received Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson doses. Djibouti was also fortunate to be one of the first countries to receive Astra-Zeneca vaccines through the COVAX facility, a coalition co-led by the World Health Organization, Gavi, the Vaccines Alliance, and the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovation that ensures fair and equitable distribution of safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines. I know it might sound like a broken record, but there's one major lesson that the COVID-19 has taught us, is that the disease threat anywhere is a security, economic, and health threat everywhere. We in Djibouti and on the continent appreciate the urgent assistance provided to us by partners. But we look to the day when we will no longer need to trouble our friends for resources, expertise, patents, and manufacturing capacity to improve public health and deal with future health emergencies. This is exactly what Africa aims to achieve when it launched through Africa CDC, a framework for action called A New Public Health Order for Africa in 2021. The main strategic pillars of that framework are as follows: strengthen public health institutions, strengthen public health workforce, expanded manufacturing of vaccines, diagnostics, and therapeutics, increase domestic for health security, and a respectful and action-oriented partnership. The recently concluded African Union Summit of Heads of State offered an opportunity to dive deep in our efforts to further enhance our preparedness and response to future pandemics through strategic investments. Djibouti, in its capacity as president of the 75th World Health Assembly, promoted this framework for action at the United Nations General Assembly in New York and in our bilateral conversations with the partners. Many of the world's challenges and vexing problems require shared agency and collective action. Though no one disagrees with the fundamental premise of that argument, translating commitments into concrete action remains extremely challenging. The multilateral order is facing a severe crisis. There is a serious trust deficit among countries in the world. Multilateral institutions are outdated, not inclusive, and ill-equipped to respond to the formidable security and economic challenges that the world faces. The current multilateral system, as recently underscored by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, does not serve the interest of anyone. Our mission should be to redesign institutions that work for everyone. The Summit of the Future, to be held in September 2024 in New York, will provide an opportunity to identify multilateral solutions for a better tomorrow through advanced global cooperation. No one should underestimate the challenges ahead. Today, wars of aggression and lawful seizures and acquisition of territory and crimes against humanity are plaguing the planet. All are violations of the most fundamental principles of the UN Charter and international law. For our own sake and for the sake of humanity, of our civilization and our posterity, we must stand to prevent a descent into this morass. We must stand up and stand together to defend, revive, and strengthen the rules-based order that is essential to international peace and security and to our own very survival. Indeed, there are many possible futures. Djibouti and countries on the continent are willing to partner with the US to continue to build a safer, more peaceful, more prosperous, and more sustainable world. Let us talk together, work together, because together is so much better. Thank you.